Hello, everybody. I've already mentioned in my Facebook as well as in my YouTube and in my LinkedIn profile. Today it will be my 13th lecture series, and my deliberation and session will be on the career opportunities in the government service, or the opportunities that are available at state government level or the central government level throughout India. So this is a very important session for all of us who want to enter into the government service in states or in or at the central at the central level. At the central level, obviously, you can understand that being a federal country, as per the Constitution of the India, we are governed by the two kind of administration. One is a state administration, and another one is a central government administration. It's a federal administration, and there are some provisions which have actually been for the departments or the ministries which are actually allocated as per the Constitution, specifically handled by central government, and some of the portions are handled by the state governments. Now, government jobs in India actually are very highly sought after due to the stability, benefits, and the security. Now, many families aspire that their kids or their daughter and the sons must enter the government service at any cost, and they should get the jobs which actually offer them not only the respect, but right now the opportunities, the salary, the compensation, the packages are very high, and they are at level with the private sector jobs. Now we will discuss about the highest paying, some of the good high paying government jobs, as well as all the government jobs which are available to us through many mediums and in India. Not only in respect of salaries, but also in respect of positions which is being offered, the perks, the compensations, the benefits which are being extended to the candidates who qualify these examinations, or these long duration examinations, when that they can enter into the government services. And we will also explore the popular job choices and answer the questions like which government jobs offer the high salary, and what kind of benefits and it is being extended. So we will start with the most important one, and the most lucrative and highly attracting for all of us is the Indian civil service, or it's a combination of Indian administrative service. Not a combination, it's one of the component. Actually, if I say it's a broad subject, is the Indian civil service, where Indian administrative service, Indian police service, Indian foreign service, the foreign service, Indian forest service, Indian revenue service, which are the one of some of these components. Now the role has been very trendy for so many years, and for many reasons also. But the thing is that it is a very important post for at the government level, and they occupy a very important positions at the central government, as well as in central government offices and state government offices. Now, IS is Indian Administrative Service, or IS Indian Administrative Service officers, or IS officers actually work in the government offices and ensuring that the implementation of these policies and regulations. Now, their role isn't just about administration. Now, with the salary starting somewhere between 1 lakh to 2 lakh 50,000 per month, they hold a very important role in making decisions that influence the millions of lives. For example, the Chief Secretary of Government of West Bengal, the Cabinet Secretary of the Government of India. So you can understand their decision will influence the cabinet, the cabinet of the Government of India. The Chief Secretary of the Government of West Bengal obviously will influence the millions of lives in our state of West Bengal, and also the Chief Secretary of many other states will influence the decisions of many states, of their own states. Another very important area after the IS comes that is the Indian Police Service. Indian Police Service is not just about enforcement of law, but it is also being the backbone of the country's law and order situation and the security. Now, it starts from leading the forces to tackle the national threats, and the role is very critical also because there is also a threat perception, and the training which has been given to the Indian police service as well as the Indian administrative service are at the best. And some of the officers which actually pass out from these institutes which offer the training for the administration and training for the police are the best officers they are considered till date. And another one is a very unique service which actually called the Indian Foreign Service. What is the Indian Foreign Service? It have that takes you to at the global stage. And IFS, or the Indian Foreign Service officers, are the face of India in the international affairs. They represent in the United Nations, they represent us in the General Assembly, they represent us in the Security Council, they represent us at the World Bank, they represent us at the International Monetary Fund, and they represent us as ambassadors and commissioners in various states, in the various countries across the globe. So it's a diplomatic post where working in embassies and forming a kind of a diplomatic chain along with many important positions in foreign affairs and external affairs. Another one is the Indian Forest Service. Indian Forest Service is also a very attractive services which are offered to the candidates who qualify the UPSC examinations, and these are actually the guardians of forest. They're range officers, they're guardians of forest. You can also say they're guardians of the environment also, because forest is now is a very important component of environment, and in order to upkeep the environment and upkeep the forest, so we need the kind of officers which is to be which will serve as a guardian to the forest in our country. Then comes the Indian Revenue Service. Indian Revenue Service, as I have discussed in our previous lecture series, that how the direct tax and indirect tax plays a very important role, and they form a kind of a revenue collection for the government of India. So direct tax and indirect tax are managed actually by the Indian Revenue Service officers, IRS, in the income tax departments, and they help to collect the taxes and manage the government finances. Now, their role is very important for the country's economy. Now, another area where we students or we candidates or we as a who are planning to enter into the government service should look after the opportunities which are offered by public sector undertakings or central public sector undertakings or central autonomous body, statutory corporations or state autonomous body. Now, what these are functions for? These are actually the agencies of the government who carry out the important functions of the government, which is not directly handled by the government, but they have formed a public sector corporation or a public sector undertakings where these activities of the government can be run. For example, ONGC, Oil Natural Gas Company, like for example Gas Authority of India Limited, for example Indian Oil Company, Bharat Petroleum Company, NTPC, National Thermal Power Company, the Power Corporation. Then we have got the Power Grid Corporation. So these are the areas where these are the places where we can enter and give our service to the nation at large. And there are many central autonomous bodies and state autonomous bodies which also include the universities. For example, if you talk about the Bose Institute, if you talk about the Shah Institute of Nuclear Physics, if you talk about the Department of Atomic Energy, if you talk about the ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, if you talk about the AIMS, Association for that of Indian Medical Science, All India Institute of Medical Science, AIMS. There are many AIMS across the country where the government jobs are available, not only at the medical level but also at the non-medical level. So there are many opportunities will available to the candidates who actually qualify. Now everybody will have one thing in their mind, that how we will get the information about these jobs. My main source or the sources which are available in the form of publication or media is the employment news, which actually is a weekly newspaper and is published on a Friday. So the physical hard copy is also available for the employment news, but also the online the version can be found in our the website. You can log in into that employment news .gov.in, and you pay the subscription money for the entire year. And we have already understood that the sources which are available to us is the e-version of the employment news. But apart from that, we have also got the opportunity to log into to see all the websites which have been offered by Government of India, like a national job portal, a kind of a job portal which has been launched by the Government of India for the various vacancies across the many sectors. And another many important area are for the government service sector is also there, where the individual candidates can enter into, like for the armed forces, for the military, for the defense, for the banking sector. There are various sectors which are involved. So you have to keep on yourself updated all the time with all the information which are available at the national job portal, or have to see what kind of training or what kind of experience is required to enter into the jobs at the government level. So, thank you very much, and the very best of luck to each one of you to have a fantastic career at the central government level as well as state government level, and we will all serve the great nation like India. Thank you very much for joining.